Most relationships don't end because people stop loving each other. They end because they slowly stop doing the things that built the love in the first place. And the scary part is, it doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly, in small moments, and things that get overlooked. Until one day, something feels different, and you can't even pinpoint when it changed. And that's why everything comes back to this one thing: the foundation. Because your relationship will always reflect what it was built on. If it started from something temporary, loneliness, convenience, feeling a void, then over time, that instability will show up in different ways. But when it's built on genuine love, real appreciation, choosing someone for who they are, not just what they bring, then you have something you can stand on, something you can return to. And if you really think about it, are you still loving your partner the same way you did in the beginning? Or has that effort slowly shifted without you even noticing? Because love doesn't fade from lack of feeling. It fades from lack of attention. And attention naturally leads into something deeper. How you show up for each other daily. Not just in big moments, but in the small ones. Because over time, relationships don't drift apart from one major issue. They drift from a lack of connection in the everyday. That's where an open mind becomes important. Because when both people are stuck in their own ways, the relationship stops evolving. It turns into two individuals instead of one unit. But when you stay open, when you're willing to step into each other's world, something shifts. You start trying what they enjoy. You start understanding how they think. You start experiencing life from their perspective. And that does something deeper than just spending time. It builds connection. Because now, your partner doesn't just feel loved, they feel seen. And when someone feels seen, they open up more. They give more. They become more of themselves around you. And without realizing it, you're not just coexisting anymore. You're growing together. And as that connection grows, something else naturally becomes important. Communication. Because the closer you get, the more important it becomes to understand each other clearly. But this is where a lot of relationships struggle. Not because people don't care, but because they stop listening with the intent to understand. Instead, it turns into reacting, defending, trying to prove a point. And that's where things began to disconnect. Because when both people are focused on being right, no one is focused on moving forward. And over time, that creates something even more damaging. Unspoken issues. Things that felt small at first. Moments that didn't sit right. Patterns that were noticed but ignored. At first, it seems easier to let it go. But what you ignore doesn't disappear. It settles in. And once something settles into your relationship, it stops feeling like a problem and starts feeling normal. That's how distance is created without anyone realizing it. Because now, what could have been fixed early becomes something much harder to address later. That's why awareness matters. Address things early. Speak with clarity and respect. Fix what's small before it becomes something heavy. Because without respect, even love starts to feel heavy. And when that level of understanding is present, it naturally strengthens something bigger than just the two of you. It strengthens your environment, especially if you have a family. You're not just individuals, you're a unit. And the energy between both shapes everything around you. When there's alignment, there's peace. When there's clarity, there's growth. And that doesn't come from perfection. It comes from effort. And that's what keeps a relationship from becoming stagnant. Because comfort, if you're not careful, can turn into routine. And routine, without intention, can turn to disconnection. So you keep it alive. You experience new things. You talk beyond the surface. You continue learning each other, because growth is what keeps connection from turning into routine. And when challenges come, and they will, that's where everything you've built gets tested. There will be moments when one of you feels off, drained, uncertain. And in those moments, balance matters, because a strong relationship isn't about both people being strong at the same time. It's about being strong for each other when it's needed. And when you get through those moments together, something changes. Now your relationship isn't just built on love, it's built on proof. And through all of this, one thing has to be protected. You're focused on each other, because outside voices will always exist. Opinions, advice, perspectives that don't fully understand what you have. So stay grounded in what you two are building, because no one else lives your reality. A strong relationship isn't built in big moments. It's built in the small, consistent choices made every day. At the end of the day, love isn't tested when things are easy. It's revealed when things are hard. When communication feels difficult, when patience runs low, when efforts feels uneven, and you still choose to show up, mentally present, emotionally aware, willing to grow. Because real love isn't just about staying, it's about growing in a way that makes staying worth it.